What's going on, everybody, and welcome back to Comic Breakdown. In this video, we are jumping into the 2022 annual of Detective Comics. And what we have seen throughout the course of Detective Comics recently is the Orgham family. They have come back to Gotham, having very deep and supernatural ties to the Arkham family. The Orgham family goes far back, all the way to the 1700s. And during that time period, there were very few individuals that were alive then that are also alive now. One of those individuals just so happens to be Ten Claw. You could consider him the kind of fixer for the Orgham family. If they need someone killed, if they need someone disappeared, Ten Claw is the man to do it. But Ten Claw, he has a very, very deep history with Gotham itself. The man who has been a werewolf for longer than anybody can remember. He has been there from the very beginning of Gotham's conception. And now he is about to give us a history lesson on where Gotham truly started from. So make sure you guys are subscribed to the channel. Make sure that you like this video. And with that being said, let's dive into this breakdown. Alright, gang, so our story is starting us off on what remains of Gotham Asylum. The Orgham family recently destroying every piece of it, all except for what is underneath the ground. That is where we pick up with Ten Claw and Shavhad. They have been sent underneath Arkham Asylum to retrieve something that has been here since the 1700s. And while Shavhad doesn't understand why all of this has been kept from her, not understanding what they are going to retrieve, not understanding why Ten Claw has been entrusted with everything, but Ten Claw has been part of this family for much longer than anybody else. He also understands what they are about to do is proving a point. This is all about memory, the importance of remembering and being remembered, because Ten Claw, back in the 1700s, he was there before Gotham became a town, before it became a city, before it turned into the horrible metropolis that we have seen it become throughout all the years. Back when it was nothing more than a simple settlement, he was there for the building of the first church, the place of power, the very church upon which the bones of Arkham Asylum had been built on. And inside this very crypt, they buried something underneath the ground only to be unearthed now. That is what jumps us to the Gotham settlement of 1776. And like any Gotham story, like any Batman story, this one starts with the Wainwright family. Two parents have been murdered. They have been mauled to death, and only their young son is left alive. The boy not saying a singular word, but he has found himself attached to a man by the name of Aldridge Pierce, what many in the town call a drifter, showing up roughly about 2 years ago. A man that keeps to his own, that is very quiet. The only thing that they really know about him is that he fought along Tim at Lexington. They trusted him. And so if you haven't already began to connect the dots, this is very much a Bruce Wayne story. The Waynes found dead, a man trusted to raise a young boy. As the townsfolk begin to investigate what actually happened, they talk to Barrowman. What he saw, he believes was either a nightmare or a giant wolf. He feels like it was a nightmare because the wolf was the size of a man. As he talks to Jordan, the man investigating everything currently ongoing, with the word getting out that there is a man-sized wolf out here killing people. That is where Ichabod Crane comes into play. That is Gotham Settlement's religious man, a man of God, as he sits here in the middle of the street and he preaches to the people, letting them know that this is all because we have not created a church yet. But Jordan does try to put him into check, because this man is simply inciting violence. He is riling up the people. He is making them terrified. And when people are afraid, when they are scared, when they feel like they are backed into a corner, that is when they are the most dangerous. And to further it, our man of God, he sits here and he complains about the witch living on the outside of town, that they allow her to do what she does, completely unchecked. And so for Crane, he believes it is only a matter of time before God decides to smite Gotham. That is when Jordan gets a little bit physical with him, letting him know that he has let him go on spreading all of his fear and passing this along, with Crane letting us know that the world is changing. New tools, new trades, the war is over, and money and men are moving again. Moreover, we have seen a benefactor by the name of Lord Nathaniel Orgham arriving in town claiming to be a man of God, and he has promised Crane the money to build up the church that he would like. You see, Crane doesn't care so much about the law and peace. He cares about religious righteousness. He cares about the law of the Bible. And now, having a very powerful and wealthy benefactor in his corner, the power dynamic in this town, it is on the verge of change. With his arrival into town, this is where we see a 1776 version of Ten Claw. And this is what takes us to the edge of Gotham a little bit later on. A man by the name of Joe Proctor. We are taken to the witch's house, the one known as Ayana. Many of the townsfolk are with him. They are mad because the Wainwrights slain, mauled, and eaten by what they claim is a demon. They believe that she is the one responsible for sending this monstrosity on the townfolk. This is when Aldridge Pierce comes out of the woods, and he tries to slap them with a little bit of reality, saying, "Do you see your God around here? You claim that this woman is against God, that you are ready to commit her to the fire, because what can a man learn from fearing a distant God?" As Proctor tries to tell him that this is none of his business, we see Pierce begin to lay down the hate, beating the crap out of a ton of these guys. They quickly retreat and take off away from the witch's house, with the witch letting him know that she can take care of herself, going inside and taking care of his hand. He had only come here for the boy. He has been through so much trauma. He just wants something to calm the boy's nerves. But once inside, what he sees is one of Hunt's raiders, a man who is taken to a fever. He had come here for healing, but if the townsfolk find this raider inside of her cabin, they will without a doubt put her in a noose. But she cannot turn someone down that needs some help. This is when the raider lets us know that Darcy Hunt, the leader of the raiders, they are coming a day from now. They are coming for Gotham. That is what picks us up with Darcy Hunt, resembling very much the face of Two-Face. He is the leader of the robbers, of the thieves, of the crooked and the ugly. Him and his raiders are preparing to pillage the town of Gotham. They are preparing to burn it all down to the ground. This is where we pick up with Mr. Orgham having a meeting with some of the locals. A secretive meeting, and this is plotting the future of Gotham from Crane to Pebblecroft. He is letting us know that a night is coming. It is coming very soon, that Gotham will change forever. That Gotham is going to be delivered into greatness by the Orgham hand. With Ten Claw already setting things into motion. The Wainwrights were an unfortunate necessity. Their shocking deaths, the chaos triggered. Think of Ten Claw's intervention as a drop of oil in the water, causing the many drifting particulates to align themselves along pathways of power. The people are going to turn to God. They are going to look for deliverance. They will turn to their guns, the industry of man, the protection of weaponry, and with their ever-stressing danger, they will pour their power and allegiances into the well of power which the Orgham family will draw their power from. Ten Claw is going to let the people know that there is a raider in the witch's cabin, while the mob goes after her. Darcy Hunt's raiders, they are going to make their attack on Gotham. With Gotham being poorly defended, only Jordan and his blackcoats are going to be the ones to stand, while both Pasture Crane and the others, they offer shelter to the rest inside the church. What we also learn is that Orgham put a bounty on Jordan's head. Jordan will be killed on the church grounds. At that moment, as one symbol of power in Gotham is beheaded, Tenclaw will bury what they call the reality engine in the church's foundation. This will set Gotham's underlying destiny to be retreaded for all of time. That is where we pick up with Pierce and the young boy, with Jordan seeing that he is leaving the city. He knows that violence is coming, that something is just on the horizon. While any other time, Aldridge Pierce, he may stay behind and help defend what might be coming, but now he has the boy to worry about. He wants to ensure that he stays protected, and Jordan finds this a little bit disappointing because the Wainwright family, they have been here since the very conception of this settlement, that they themselves could be responsible for the buildup of this settlement to begin with, laying the stones for everything to begin, that it will be strange to not have a Wainwright inside the city. This is when they hop onto a carriage and they ride off into the sunset. As they go and ride through the night, the carriageman lets them know exactly what is ahead, but he does ask, why are you leaving? That is when Pierce goes into detail about not only what is coming, but that he needs to protect the boy, that he has seen enough blood spilled for a lifetime. This is when the carriage driver, he lets them know that some wars, the worst kind, you can never run from, that your destiny is not to hide away, that your destiny is that young boy, like a demon wearing human skin, that he must be shown how to contend with what is to come. When Pierce does ask this individual who he is, what is his name, we learn that his name is Mordecai, as Mordecai goes on to let us know that Gotham is one of those places that has scars that never heal, that what will happen tonight is one of those scars, that Mordecai, he himself is one of those scars, a phantom pain come from the future to remember the past, that he was meant to be here this night driving this wagon, but Pierce knows that if he decides to face against what is to come, that more than likely those that survive the night, they will come for the boy. This is when Mordecai gives him a mask to hide who he is and become the demon that he must be. That is where we see the witch. After doing a spell, she looks almost identical to Poison Ivy. More than likely, that is exactly who this is. As Joe gets ready to kill the witch, that is when we see the demon come in. One of Gotham's first ever Caped Crusaders. He comes in and he lays down the hate, taking down every one of Proctor's guys. He came in just the nick of time. The witch was doing a spell that would bring everybody into the forest, and the forest would eat them alive. With Gotham being under attack, with Hunt's men very close, he is asking the witch if he drives all of the raiders into the woods, would she be able to take care of them, letting him know that the forest will keep them. Setting a tree ablaze, the bats come out, filling up the sky. We see as the fire burns, the bats create the first bat signal to ever be over the skies of Gotham City. As Jordan sits here at the footsteps of the church, as Darcy Hunt is getting ready to behead him, that is where our Caped Crusader comes in to save the day, taking the man down. That is where we pick up with Tenclaw continuing his story, saying that they made a mistake all of those years ago. As they had laid the designs for Gotham many futures to come, they allowed interference from the masked vigilante, from the Caped Crusader, from the Dark Knight, a man that was never a part of the plan, an anomaly fallen into the mother liquor and forever intertwined with the fate of the city. Gotham being limped along ever since that day, struggling to crest of true change, never truly being able to fulfill its true potential of power. And so Queen Daria Orgham, she has sat and she has waited for their opportunity to take Gotham back. The time has come to relay the patterns of power inside of Gotham. It is time for this city to remember its purpose. It is time to correct the mistakes of the past. And that will be the end of this issue. So let me know what you guys think down in the comments. As we can tell, Ram V made some great connections to both Bruce Wayne, Gotham, and his parents. We're seeing that the Wainwrights were more than likely the Wayne family, eventually descending down into Bruce Wayne, Thomas Wayne, so on and so forth. Seeing the ancestors of Ichabod Crane, seeing individuals like Darcy Hunt, seeing all of the old blood that made Gotham into what it is today. The Orgham family from the very beginning, their goal was to take over Gotham and make it exactly what they want it to be. What they did not expect was the Bat. They didn't expect the Demon to come from the flames and stop what they were doing. Ever since his arrival, there has always been somebody here. There has always been a Caped Crusader to stop what might happen. As Gotham descended more and more into darkness, the Orgham family, they kind of left it. They left it to its own devices for all of these years. But now they have come back to reclaim what is theirs, believing that this is the pinnacle moment, having the reality engine now reclaimed from that crypt. The Orgham family are about to make their move. So let me know your thoughts, let me know your theories. If you would like to get completely caught up on everything going on with this series, be sure to check out the link in my description as well as the top of this video. It is going to get you completely caught up on everything going on with Detective Comics. If you would like to support the channel, you can always do so by joining the channel membership, much like Patreon, having 5 different tiers, from $1 to $50, from loyalty badges to getting free comics every single month. Not only does this help out the channel tremendously, but you are getting tons of perks in the process. Now, if you are unable to do that, do me a favor, subscribe to the channel, like this video, hit that notification bell, and with that being said, until the next breakdown.